Let's talk about Jayden Limar for just a couple of moments. A Notre Dame running back commit. What's the latest with him?
So he was in Las Vegas to see Notre Dame play BYU. There was, I believe, 9 commits in total. You had a couple from the 2024 class, a few Notre Dame commits on the West Coast, including Lamar from Lake Stevens, Washington. You had Rico Flores and Cooper Flanagan, who are both from Northern California. So I thought that was pretty neat. To see all these Notre Dame commits. Darren, in our show last week, you asked me about how this works with recruits going there. Notre Dame was able to provide tickets. I'm told a very limited amount, but they're not allowed to talk to the recruit. So I did think that was
Right.
something to mention. Did write an article at blueandgold.com titled Notre Dame running back commit Jayden Limar discusses Vegas visit and status of his Notre Dame commitments, because it is worth noting that he's visited some schools this fall. I believe it was Washington was a couple times. One was with his Ford Sports Performance Group, which is a big training group in the state of Washington, and it's the local school. And I believe he has family in Arizona, so we went and saw, Arizona, and I believe he's probably going to Oregon soon. But he's got a younger brother who's being offered by some of these schools, so it's my understanding that just kind of taking family trips. What are they going to leave Jayden behind just to not make Irish fans unhappy? I don't know, but I literally talked to him, was this Sunday night, for this article, and seemed pretty locked in with Notre Dame. He basically told me that as long as Notre Dame's good with me, I'm good with them. And he communicates about all of his visits with them. So it's just another one of these recruitments, though, that he's like, all right, we just got to still play this wait and see game. And I know Notre Dame fans are just like, man, can these kids just commit and be done with it? This is just kind of modern day recruiting now. Especially when you have a younger brother who's close to your age and is also being recruited. You're going to take these family trips and go visit these schools. So still something to monitor, Darren. I wouldn't say he's 100% completely locked in. I don't know if you could say anyone is these days, but it's certainly something to monitor.
And if all works out for Notre Dame, they'll probably add another running back in this particular class.
Yeah, and I think we're going to talk about him pretty soon when we get into our next segment, so don't spoil it, Darren.
Well, we can talk about it now. Go right ahead. I mean, I'll get out of your way. I'll just roll out the red carpet.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about key visitors for this weekend.
Okay.
And there's 3 big ones, and I'll have more. We're recording this on Tuesday, so I'll have more in an article on Thursday where I write my full visit preview, but there's 3 notables. You got Ryan Wingo. For folks watching on YouTube, you see the rankings. Number 12 overall player,
Wow.
number 4 receiver per the 2024 On3 consensus. So the St. Louis area has been nice to Notre Dame recently, and the Irish are really hoping to continue that pipeline. This is a guy I saw in the fall. At 6'2", 200 pounds. He's the complete package, and he's still a little bit raw in his game. So he's someone who, the sky is the ceiling for him. So he's had this Notre Dame visit locked in for a while, and he's going to be on campus Saturday. Jeremiah Love is coming back, Darren. This is a big deal. Another St. Louis player. He's from Christian Brothers College, 5'11", 190 pounds. I've been told he's closer to like 6'1", 200 pounds, so might need to check on getting that height and weight updated. Top 100 player, number 63 player nationally, number 5 tailback. It's been an A&M Notre Dame battle for quite some time, and things are starting to trend a lot more favorably to Notre Dame. So keep a close eye on Jeremiah Love. Darren, love where Notre Dame sits for him. I've had a prediction log for the Irish to land him since late August, I believe. There's been some periods where I didn't feel so great about that, and then some periods where I did feel good. Currently, we're in a feeling good about it, but who knows? We will see. But again, I am liking the Irish to land Jeremiah Love. And then Brandon Hillman, one of Notre Dame's recent offers, Portsmouth, Virginia, Churchland High School, 6'1", 190 pounds, primarily a high school quarterback, but has seen his recruitment blow up here recently. North Carolina, Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, a handful of other schools just offered him in the past couple weeks. So he ranked as a 3-star right now. On3's initial ranking for him was A high 3-star, just on the cusp of 4-star status. Number 16, quote unquote, athlete nationally, because there's just no real position for him just yet. Is he a running back, a receiver? Is he a defensive back? He can really play anywhere, and he's going to be on campus for an official visit. So important to note, Notre Dame will have him for, that all expenses paid 48 hours official visits. And I know Notre Dame would love to lock him up and have him in the class. So some other recruits, again, like I said, we'll have more to report at blueandgold.com. So make sure you head to the site and check it out. But I think this weekend ended up being a lot bigger of a weekend than I originally thought it would be, Darren. Notre Dame's really wanted to build up this Clemson weekend in November, but the Stanford one ended up being a pretty big one.
So between Wingo, Love, and Hillman, the three you just talked about, which does Notre Dame need the most? That doesn't mean this guy's necessarily the best player, but when you factor in position,
Darren,
which of the three is most important?
Jeremiah Love, I personally think he's a 5-star. Like, he is a freak. I think in our interview today, I said that word like 6 times already. You sound like Jason Garrett with naked bootlegs. Hey, make Darren laugh. That's always a plus. But seriously, like, just think of like that twitchy SEC big running back who's also really fast. That's Jeremiah Love. I am so impressed with him at the running back position. He can do anything he puts his mind to. You can play running back. You can put him at receiver. I know some schools were recruiting him as a defensive back. Just put the football in his hands, get him around the football, and good things will happen for you. I'm telling you, if Notre Dame gets him, this will be a huge deal. He is pound for pound one of the best players in the class, in my opinion.
Okay, there you go. Definitive answer. And don't forget that Jason Garrett said that Drew Pine is a Rudy figure. So keep that locked away.
Darren, let me just say really quick, I don't get the whole complaint about Jason. He's fine. He's not great. He's not bad. He's just okay. I don't need, I'm not a big Joe Buck, Troy Aikman fan, because I just think they're just a little too extra for me. I don't need my announcers to become a big part of my broadcast. They're just okay. It's just fine.
That's why I stay out of the way with you. I just let you do all the talking. You don't need a broadcaster.
I need you, Darren. Need you bad. I'm just talking about for these the color guys and the play-by-play. It's just they're fine. They're
I like to learn.
like Jack Collinsworth.
I like Collinsworth a lot. That's why Tirico and Dungy a couple of years ago was amazing.
Darren, Jason Garrett. I mean, he's got the credentials. NFL head coach.
Oh, I'm not saying he doesn't have the credentials, but the delivery is kind of all over the place. But you know what? Hey, that's the first time we've disagreed in a year and a half.
We've been doing these shows a lot longer than a year and a half, Darren.
Has it been longer than that?
I think so.
Dang.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. It's been at least 2 years.
Man, time flies.